I'm not going to wait for anybody. I'm just going to get started. I mean, the first part is just the outer box. So um, for camera and lighting, I've kind of got my tripod in the way, but we're just going to work with it. Let's do this. Okay, there's so much tape on this box, which is probably good because I would have been tempted to open it early if it wasn't so secure. This is going to be this is going to be a lot of tape cutting. Which is good. Had to come all the way across the seas. Don't cut yourself. Thank you. Thanks, Auntie. I will try. I see you are watching, Stuart. All right. Pretty good box. Trying to keep everything in frame as we go here. So we have a very nicely bubble wrapped package here, and this is good. Everything's okay. Here's stuff moving around in there. All right, here we go. Let's take this bubble wrap off. Probably a better way to do this. That's not bad, actually. There we go. Packed very well. We'll see what it looks like inside. What's this? Oh, okay. Looks like they included a little gift. Oh, the light's not great from up there. No, I'll put it up here. Looks like some little cards. These might be samples. Might be someone else's game. I'm not sure. I don't recognize Brothers at War. Compass Games. Thank you for the gift. Oh, you want the bubble wrap? I mean, I don't know how useful this is now, but bubble wrap isn't that expensive, is it? Well, I'll save this for the moment. What does it say on there? It says M21041401, and then some Chinese characters. Okay, we're down to the inner layer. This is very nicely wrapped like a Christmas present. Da, 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 da. Look at that. I don't know if my video is mirrored for you guys. I'm actually gonna look at the YouTube stream because it might be. Nope, it is correct. So Zoom does this funny thing. I'm using Zoom to stream to YouTube. It does this funny thing where You can mirror your own camera so it feels like you're looking in a mirror instead. Anyway, here it is. It's very nicely tightly wrapped in shrink wrap and sealed up. And the back, I already have some revisions to go on there for the final product, but it's looking pretty nice. But let's get this plastic off so we can see how the quality of the print is. I feel like I should be wearing gloves for this. Protect it, not to protect me. Wow, that feels nice. Very smooth. So it looks great. That's I probably need to, in the files, I'll probably need to leave more margin here because it's very tight. You never know how it's going to turn out until you try it. So that might be one revision, but I do like how big it is, but it definitely needs more margin on there. Feels very good. Coloring is great. Light's a little bit overblown, probably because I was trying to get the lighting perfect in here, but it was very difficult. Let us open the box. Hey, Emmanuel, the manufacturer's Magic Craft in Henan, China. They're like 8 hours north of Shanghai. So inside, nice, good seal. The thickness of the cardboard is good enough for me. Some people like a really thick box. I like this slight flex. And we are inside the box. I might want to zoom in slightly here. Let's lower the camera. Now we're getting down in there. So they did get some of the colors mistaken, but they let me know. Chris is my rep over there, and she let me know that they put in some yellows by accident. There's no yellow in this game. Let's put these over here. Nice wooden pieces. They're nice and polished and bright. I don't know if this camera is any better. Dice are dice. I have to roll them 1,000 times to see if they are weighted in a certain way. Time to think inside the box. Good one. These are just plastic bags to hold your stuff. All right, let's open these character cards. A bit stuck there. So these are, I can't remember if we went 300 or 280 GSM. Here is Erasmus. Again, the colors look great. I'm really happy with the contrast and the light and dark. Everything is super clear. And the front back alignment on the cards looks good to me. I might want to, again, add a little bit more margin because it's slightly wider on this side. And if I take a look at the other ones and see if they did the same thing. Yep. So the print's just slightly drifted, so I might want to add a little bit extra margin on those little extra feet. Now the card decks. It's never a very obvious place to open these. So, how many people are watching the stream anyway? Oh, it does say it's somewhere. 8. Holy cow. Got it. All right. A little bit of dust on there or something. I don't see any print drift on these. I think the dust is just from a little bit of the cutting, some of the material flying up. They feel very nice, smooth. I like I like that they're not too glossy. So even with my super bright lights, they're not reflecting. You can see a little reflection, but yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. I should use a nail file. I do not have one of those. Cards are slightly thinner than I expected, so I might pay a little extra for some thicker cardstock. But I mean, they still feel good, and there's not a ton of bend to them. They're still bouncing back. But yeah, maybe I might go with slightly thicker. Have to give them a shuffle and see how they feel. This should be all the creature cards. Snapper Dragon. Normal Dragon. Not a dragon. My mom likes the girl in the blue coat. That must have been over here. Oh, yes, I like her too. Creatures and more characters. And more creatures. They're not totally mixed up, just a tiny bit of sorting. Super happy with the color quality. One of my favorite cards. And this card is sponsored by Twisted Goat, my favorite coffee roaster. Thanks, Gail. She said, I put it up on Twitter and someone retweeted. Really appreciate that. So I'm going to open this other one. I don't have a nail file. I'm going to carefully use this box cutter. Okay. Split these out a little bit. They look great. I'm going to try shuffling the quest because that's the biggest deck. Actually, probably should just shuffle half the quest deck because it's massive. Quick reference cards, always useful. Overblown lighting here. I can't get it to refocus. Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's try to get these to shuffle. And disclaimer: I'm not good at shuffling. Well, I'm not terrible, but I'm also not that good. I'll grab like a 60-ish cards. I do like how easy they are to shuffle, though. Thanks, Rise. I'm stoked too. You can tell by how expressionate I am. Okay, one more shuffle. That's very satisfying. I can actually kind of bridge it. Oh, not quite, but they're actually thin enough, or like flexible enough, I should say. But I like that they're not bending too much. And some people don't even riffle shuffle anyways because they don't like even slightly bent cards. But the card is holding up pretty well. And I will rip some cards later to test them as well, because that is part of testing your card quality. So stay tuned for ripping of cards. Don't worry, this is just the sample game. All part of the process. Okay, here we have the combat field. I really like this. I really like this thickness. Looks great to me. I love the coloring, the way it turned out, and it's very accurate to the files. So there's little scratches on it on the surface. I'm not sure what that's about. I might ask them about that to see if they have an idea. I don't think that's residue. I think it's scratching. You probably can't see it on the camera. Page how to play guide. This is looking good. Yeah, I might work on better margins in general because you can see it's pretty tight there, and it's just how it is. It's my fault for not putting more margin on there, and then you never know how the cutting and the printing process will be like. I'm within the safe zone, but it doesn't hurt to give it a little bit of extra gap. Yeah, it's looking great. The colors, the feel. Let's open these tokens. Got 2 token sheets. Do 2 sides. So with the tokens, we had this thing where when I sent them the file, it kept changing the color profile to RGB instead of CMYK. And I won't go into what that means, but they did turn out. So because at first we were having issue getting them to come back, the proofs to come back well, but these look good. Back through tokens. punch really nicely. You wish you could be here to punch these with me, don't you? Punching tokens is so much fun. Every once in a while, you miss one that just kind of hangs there. Those are the extra bits that you get to come back to. Inner strength, tenacity. I'm not going to punch these all out, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. Yeah, I love opening stuff too, Jeremy. So I guess you're living vicariously through me at this moment, because you don't get to, unfortunately, punch these, and I'm not going to save them for you. I love how big these 5 points are. For comparison, here's a pawn. And here's a standard 16 millimeter dice. Nice and juicy. Yeah, you don't have to cut them. They're, I don't exactly know how they cut the sample, but for mass manufacturing, they do, they make steel dies, and then they punch the sheets with those dies. They're kind of like a, what's a good example? Kind of like a hole punch, but completely custom. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Oh, that's a really nice backing. This is super good quality backing. I love that texture and thickness and feel. Let's open this puppy up. Hinges feel really strong, not wobbly at all. Color's slightly more dull, but it's that's easy to fix, and it still looks really good to me. I guess slightly more dull than the files, I should say, because it never looks the same as on the computer as it does in real life. Let's get a little bit more space. Forget I have to loosen this. It looks so good. Okay, I want to see if it sits flat. It seems like it would, but I need to move stuff out of the way. Plastic. Feels good. I have a tablecloth in here, but the main thing is there's no bubbling or anything. So everything looks good straight out to the edge. Don't see any bubbling where it was glued down. And between on the edges of the boards, between like folds and stuff, it's nice and flat. So when you're moving stuff around, it's not, falling over on an angle or anything. It's nice and flat all the way. Awesome. What's HDR cardboard? Oh, high definition. Okay, so how easy is it to break one of the tokens? Because you don't really want to break your tokens because you need to play the game. So if you're playing around with it, you don't want to accidentally break it. And let's try this. It's very strong. I actually had to work at that, so to wreck this. You can see all the layers of cardboard in there. This was an expensive piece of cardboard I'm destroying. Yeah, I don't think you could wreck these by accident. You'd have to intend to. Cards, if you're just playing roughly with them, it doesn't really matter which one I wreck. Perils of a perfectionist. Yeah. So, like I said, these are slightly thinner than I expected. So I could see them getting bent out of shape if you're a little too rough with them. So I'm going to ask about this. I honestly don't remember which thickness we went with off the top of my head. So they can be permanently bent if you're being a goof. Whether they could be ripped or not. Science. Yeah, the light is too much. As soon as I put it close to the camera, these lights just blow it right out. And then it's pretty dark up here. Once you have it ripped, then it's very easy to rip. But if for ripping an already unripped card, it can take a lot before rips. So I'm going to look into, so a couple notes, takeaways for me is looking into margins, looking into thicker cards potentially. I do love how they shuffle though. Like, I don't know why, but it's so smooth. Question, how tamper proof does it need to be? Well, it doesn't, I suppose it depends how many children are in your house, for one thing. Depends how you treat your games, but also think accidents do happen. So a slightly stronger component can be helpful to prevent accidents. But I don't think these are at the level where it's critical. Like, I love the feel of them, and I even though I do riffle shuffle for convenience, I do take care of them, despite the fact that you just saw me destroying things. And Emmanuel says, ripping and bending the cards is giving me serious anxiety. And I don't know why. I know why. Because you shouldn't do this at home. You shouldn't do this with these games. But this is part of the damage control. Yeah, that's right, Stuart. So we need to really put it to the test. The other thing I noticed is even though everything was tightly packed in here, stuff was able to move around. So it could get, like, in shipping, it could get like dented on the edge or something. So I'm going to see if there's anything they can do, like just put paper in it or something to help stuff from moving around. But I'm overall really happy with the quality of the printing and the cutting, and they did an amazing job. And it was also pretty fast. They were really easy to work with. We were able to have video calls and discuss how it was going and kind of what I was looking for on things and clarify things. Another note takeaway for me is colors of things, because you might have noticed, I don't know how good the color is in the camera. You got these light blue pawn and meeple, and then dark blue dice. I think I don't care. Like, I wouldn't care if it was mine, if I had, like, bought a game from someone else, but it is, some people do care about those things. So I'm going to ask them about, and I do care about doing something that matches in its quality and stuff like that. So also, these are light green, dice are dark green. Ignore the yellows. And the red is the closest. The reds are actually pretty matching. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. Nothing's missing. I know that. So that's good. Well, thanks again to them for this little gift they threw in there and for the sample game. And I'll probably do some photos and stuff as well and put a Kickstarter update. I have a lot of work to do. In other news, more testing has been happening on the co-op and solo game side. Just did a test with another player last night, and that went really well. We learned a lot from it. So things are coming along, just working away at it. And thank you everybody for joining the stream, and thank you for your comments and your support. And how many people are watching at this point? I just can't help but take a look here. There's 4 on there now. I don't even know how accurate it is, but thanks, guys, and have yourself a great night. The ripping of the cards was stressful. I'm sorry. If anyone needs to seek counseling because of the ripping of the cards, I apologize, and I'm here to support you.